Alaska has been on a power streak recently, and now they have two new interesting credit card products. And one of them is actually really good. My name is Sean, and I'm here with my co-host. Today we're going to talk about it.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherwin. Today on the Credit Card BS podcast, all about the new Alaska Airlines credit cards. As you may know, Alaska and Hawaiian Airlines have recently merged and their points are now interchangeable. So what's interesting though is that the Hawaiian cards from Barclays are still available. So you can potentially get the bonuses from the Hawaiian cards and still also get the bonuses from Alaska cards and get even more miles, which is super awesome. Many people are expecting the Barclays Hawaiian cards to be discontinued, but so far that is not the case, which is great. Now on to the Bank of America new Alaska Airlines cards. So the existing $95 Alaska Airlines card from Bank of America is rebranding to becoming the Atmos Rewards Ascent card. But for the most part, the perks are pretty similar. Sean, why don't you give us a rundown?
Yeah, so $95 annual fee, 3x on Alaska Airlines, 3x is a pretty standard airline multiplier, 2x on gas, cable, streaming services, local transit, 1x everything else. Pretty standard perks. Of course, you do get the Alaska companion fare. You have to spend, Sherwin, tell me if I'm wrong, do you have to spend the $6,000 every year to get that still?
Yes, oftentimes it'll come directly as part of the sign-up bonus for the first year, but for the anniversary year afterward, yes, you have to spend $6,000.
Interesting. Then you also get the 20% back on Alaska in-flight purchases if you're spending a lot on those. So pretty standard perks, pretty much are there any new perks compared to what the old product was?
I'm not sure. I don't really think so. But I
don't think so either.
It's a solid card. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a keeper because there's no recurring perks, but I totally get this for the bonus and then deal with it a year after.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the companion cert doesn't require that much spending, but for me, I probably won't spend on it. But it definitely is you get the free check bag, of course. So it's it could make sense. But I think we should talk about the really interesting new card edition.
Yeah, so this is the Bank of America Atmos Rewards Summit Visa in it card. This is their premium product at a $395 annual fee. First, you receive a global 100K companion award every year. You spend $60,000 or more on purchases in that anniversary year. So correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. This is a certificate where if I'm booking an award for two people, the second person's award can be covered for up to 100,000 miles with this. Is that right? So it's basically worth 100K miles.
Yes, and I believe it also can be topped up as well. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it could be topped up. So it's a really valuable, flexible award.
Yeah, I guess the annoying part about it might be you have to be a second person using it. It's a companion award and not just direct award. But potentially a very valuable award. Do you feel like the 60,000 spend threshold is reasonable? That's quite a high number.
It is. So I would say for me at least, I'm just thinking in my head, what redemption would I do on Alaska? Most likely Starlux. That's usually my go-to Alaska redemption. That's 75,000 miles. Okay. So I'm saying okay, it's worth 75,000 miles if I have a second person going with me. And so now I'm just saying okay, it's worth an extra 1 point whatever X value of miles, right? For that 60K spend. And so I'm going okay, I think it's interesting enough. I think it turns the card into maybe a 2x a 2x plus card, if that makes sense. Maybe we're working slightly above what I'd get on a Venture X if we're valuing the miles at 75K and I'm getting 1x base. So I think it's interesting. I don't necessarily think I'm going to force myself to try to hit this threshold, but I think it's definitely something that if I have spending that I can put on a card, this is going to be a card I seriously consider putting it on because of that. Also because of some of the multipliers we'll be looking at in a second.
Yeah, I mean, the multipliers are actually pretty interesting for an airline card. Usually, airline cards have very mid multipliers that don't do a good job of incentivizing you to spend on it. But this card gives you 3x on Alaska and Hawaiian purchases, 3x on dining, and 3x on foreign transaction purchases. So 3x on dining is pretty solid, especially because you're earning Alaska miles and not just 3% cash back. And Alaska miles can be worth a lot. I could definitely see myself using this for dining if I were loyal to Alaska. 3x on foreign transaction purchases is even more interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a card that just gives you a high bonus multiplier for foreign transaction purchases. If you're traveling a lot or if you're based outside of the US for a good chunk of the year, you could be earning so many Alaska miles potentially from this. And my understanding is currently, fingers crossed it stays this way, that these multipliers are uncapped.
Yes. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here. There is no way that they are going to leave uncapped 3x foreign transaction purchases. I'm going to just say right now, I don't think this will last purely because, and I want to preface this by, I am not actually an MSer, but this is going to be far too easy for people to MS. Like, they have just opened up a Pandora's box of like probably one of the easiest MS methods ever. I would just imagine it involves buying something internationally, right? By getting unlimited 3x. Like, it's going to be abused. People are going to use it too much. It's going to get capped. It's going to get nerfed somehow. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So like, right. For most people, though, it probably will be at a cap that's like sufficient enough. I could imagine it end up being like up to 5,000 a month or something, right? Something like that. But I don't think it will be unlimited forever.
Yeah, and then you also get a 10% rewards bonus on all points earned from card purchases if you have an eligible Bank of America account. So this could make a lot of sense. I mean, the 3x turns into 3.3, basically 1x turns into 1.1, which can beat many other options. So that's pretty nice to know. Let's go back to the other perks of the card. So in addition to the Global 100K Companion Award we talked about, you get 8 Alaska Lounge passes and 8 Wi-Fi passes every year. For the Wi-Fi, it's 2 of each per calendar quarter. And the Alaska Lounge Pass is valid for entire travel day, includes entry for up to 2 accompanying children. So I think this is decent. Like, obviously unlimited lounge access would be nice, but we all know that would lead to insane overcrowding. 8 seems like a reasonable number for people who travel a couple times per year, but not necessarily an insane amount. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I find this to be like a decent balance. Of course, like, yeah, it would have been cool to have unlimited, but I feel like this is enough to where, like, if I'm someone, like, at least for me personally, this would probably be actually pretty useful because, like, I don't fly Alaska that often. I don't fly domestically all that often either. And so, like, I don't need unlimited lounge access for me, at least in this for Alaska lounges, right?
Yeah, I mean, for $395
yeah.
fee, it's reasonable. Like, most of the airline cards that give you unlimited lounge access are in the 500 to 700 range. So,
yes.
I mean, this seems reasonable to me. The only thing that worries me is that it's a lounge pass. And there are a lot of lounges that are like, we're not accepting passes today because it's too crowded. You need a full membership. And by today, I really mean almost every day. Some airports, some locations, right? So your use may be limited. Okay, addition, you get free check back and preferred boarding for you and up to 6 guests. Pretty cool. You also receive an exclusive signature cocktail or elevated bar offering every time you visit an Alaska lounge location through 2026. So pretty unique. I don't know how much y'all value this, but I mean, cocktails at airports can cost like $20. So maybe it's some value.
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. You also got TSA pre-check and global entry, pretty standard. Same day confirmed change fee waiver, excluding saver fare. This could be pretty useful. Normally, you would need a status to do same day changes. This is sort of like a perk that you otherwise would need to fly a lot for. It's pretty cool. Partner award booking fee waiver. This one's also very interesting. Alaska assesses a $12.50 award fee when you book a partner, which is not a lot, but this fee is non-refundable even if you cancel the rest of the ticket, and that portion is refundable. So it kind of makes an award fully refundable in a sense by waiving this fee, which is I just think it's a unique perk that like other airline cards we haven't really seen have this. So very interesting. Sean, do you want to talk about their travel delay protection? I think this is very interesting because they do it differently from other travel delays protections where normally you just have to spend on the card and then like collect receipts and evidence that your flight was delayed and submit it to a like insurance company to get reimbursed later. Whereas this one, how it works is if Alaska knows that you had a same day cancellation or your flight was delayed of 2 or more hours, they will automatically notify you, probably by email, text, or something, that you have received a $50 voucher for meals or drinks at the airport, and you can directly use your card and get that statement credit.
So I actually really like this perk. There's a few things that make me, I don't know all the terms, and so there's a few things that I think kind of determine the value of it. One, I'm guessing this is a Visa Infinite credit card. Am I correct on that, Sherwin? Or is this a Visa Signature?
It is.
It's Visa Infinite. Great. So you have the Visa Infinite travel protections already, right? You have the standard, right, 6 hour delay, $500. Yes. Okay. So that's great. Because I was going to say, if you couldn't stack those, that's a harm. The fact that, yes, I'm guessing you have to pay for your flight. And I'm guessing it's also only on Alaska Airlines. Am I correct on that? Or
yes,
is it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Makes sense. So I like this. I think it's cool. I think 3X is at the same tier of the highest multipliers you can get on a Visa Infinite card for airfare, right? US Bank Altitude Reserves like the other one. And so if you want the best travel delay protections, you're not losing out by using this card to pay for Alaska flights. Because yes, it would be great to put it on a platinum, but you have worse insurances. So I actually do usually put my airfare on something like a 3X Visa Infinite. And I like that, yes, it's going to just be like preloaded on the card. I don't have to deal with some, because my girlfriend just had like a couple months ago this situation, like it was like an 8-hour delay. And I was like telling her, like, hey, just go eat at the airport, right? Your card has insurance. And she did. And she got, right, she eventually did get reimbursed. But it was just such a pain in the ass to do. Like, oh my God. She had to call them like 6 different times, submit things. They kept saying, we're processing it. Like, it just was such a headache. And it's like, she was like, this is not even worth it. Like, I feel like I should have just paid for the meal at this point, right? She didn't spend the whole 500. Maybe she would have felt different if she had spent more. But it's like, it's nice that it's going to just be preloaded on. I think 50 is like, yes, could they be more generous? But I think like $50 for a 2-hour delay is pretty nice because like, okay, a 2-hour delay isn't that bad. And $50 is like enough to have like one person have a meal at an airport. So I do appreciate this perk a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the likelihood of a 2-hour delay is so much larger than the likelihood of a 6-hour delay. So you're actually more, I mean, it's a smaller amount, the higher probability that you'll be able to use this. Finally, you also get 20% back on all Alaska and Hawaiian in-flight purchases, standard. And then you also earn 1 status point per $2 spent. And beginning with your first card anniversary, 10,000 status points awarded annually. This can be useful if you are chasing Alaska status or the new Atmos rewards status program that they've launched. So some opportunities to earn status with the spend actually might make it more sense for you to spend the 60K to get that 100K companion award. If you think about the multipliers, the companion award, the opportunity to earn status points. Okay, and then finally, there's the Alaska Airlines business card. I believe this is just a rebrand of the existing card. So $95 annual fee, 3x on Alaska tickets, coach companion fare from $121. I believe you do have to spend that 6K to get it. First check back free, priority boarding, $100 discount off of the lounge membership, and then 10% rewards bonuses on all miles earned from card purchases if you have Bank of America business account, and then some 2x multipliers though for transaction fees. So pretty standard. I also don't think this is the most interesting card, but the fact that it's a business card doesn't count toward 524 makes it an easy bonus to maybe get and then decide what to do later with it your second year around. Sean, would you consider the Atmos Summit Visa Infinite card, the $395 card, a keeper card?
Yes, I would consider it to be a keeper card. I'd probably consider it to be the best airline card kind of currently available in the market, in my personal opinion. I find that there's enough perks with it that are easy enough to justify. It's actually an airline card with like really good multipliers for those that travel internationally. And I find there's actually like a reason to spend on the card. Unlike most airline cards, there's actually like a really legitimate reason to spend on this card. And I find them to be adding perks that I think like are meant to just kind of like elevate and make the whole travel experience a little more pleasant. Things like the travel insurance, I think, are really indicative of that. Having $50 on a 2-hour delay, like you're not going to be happy you're delayed, but you'll be like, hey, it's not so bad, right? Like, okay, at least I get a free meal. I get a place to sit, going to the lounge and getting like a nice signature cocktail. It's just, I think they're trying to make it more of like just a small things that just make the travel experience easier. So I find this card to be like absolutely in the right direction for airline credit cards. I personally am going to try to get this credit card. And I mean, I don't know, keeper card, I think maybe it is in the sense like it's a really good card, but obviously you still have to like use it. So it's not like a totally passive card though, like other cards.
Yeah, I mean, I like this card. I feel like there's sort of a dearth of like the $400 cards now. So the fact they're able to release this card in this environment with decent multipliers, with credits that are actually tangibly related to your flying Alaska Airlines, does impress me. I feel like a lot of the recent airline card refreshes have been disappointing and annoying. United, Delta, the AA cards, they've all jacked their card fees up to the $500 to $700 range, have all of these crazy monthly and quarterly credits of things that are not even related to the airline, like random car rental credits or rideshare credits. I mean, United had a bunch of other stuff that I don't even remember. Whereas I feel like these credits are tangibly related to like flying Alaska and that experience. And the fact that it's not a crazy $500 to $700 annual fee makes it a good pickup, in my opinion. So, what do you all think of these new Alaska Airlines cards, especially the new Summit Visa Infinite card? Let us know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to further support our channel, check out our new channel memberships by clicking the join button down below, where you will be able to access more premium and exclusive high quality content from us. In addition, if you're interested in opening any credit card, please consider using one of the links down in the description below. It helps support the channel greatly. And Sean, why don't you plug our Discord?
Yes, if you want to connect with an elite group of credit card enthusiasts and award travelers entirely for free, check out the Traveling Discord group at the link in the description. You will learn a ton, I promise you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.